What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, aka I need a different visor because this one's getting worn now. We back with it. You know what it is. It's Philly the podcast. So today I have another video coming from my Instagram family. So if you aren't on the Instagram, we just hit 400 followers overnight last night. We went from 95 to 400 in about like 2 weeks, which is awesome. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Big shout out to my boy Brandon. Probably doesn't even want to shout out, but I have to shout him out. He's been behind the scenes helping out a whole bunch. So I appreciate you, brother. And he just got married. So congratulations to my boy. He's getting married. He got a fiance. So congratulations to my boy, man. That's my brother right there. But without further ado, I'm going to do these shout outs probably in the middle of the video. So let's get right to it, right? So I put up on my Instagram, build a team with $15. I'll put up the actual image behind me. So obviously you see who we have. We got the $5 tier through the $2 tier. A lot of Eagles greats, a lot of Eagle recent players, some players not amazing, some players are, you know, arguably Hall of Famers. So what was my team? Let's start off with the quarterback, the most important position in football, you know. So here I kind of went on a budget. A lot of people on the Instagram page were going with Wentz. Some people went McNabb. I saw a couple Cunninghams. I feel it was mostly Wentz, though, which I totally understand. A lot of their reasoning was, you see what he did with D-Jax for one game. Imagine giving him, you know, one of these receivers for a full 16 games. And obviously this is just, you know, all in their prime, you know, all healthy. It's basically a Madden type question. But I personally, I went with Michael Vick. Now, why did I go with Michael Vick? Me personally, when I saw him playing with Andy Reid in the second, we'll call that like the second chapter to his career, really, when he got out of jail, he became more of a in-the-pocket quarterback. You could tell that that's what, you know, Andy Reid really was focusing on. Andy Reid is a magician when it comes to quarterbacks. He's just had his hand on a lot of great quarterbacks. So I would go Vick because, like I said, with that in-the-pocket presence that he was building with Andy Reid, and then on top of that, he's probably one of the most athletic quarterbacks, you know, of all time. You know, now you have Lamar Jackson kind of giving him a little bit of a run for his money, but I would still go with Vick. McNabb, Cunningham, Wentz, all great options. Again, I have $15, so I'm trying to build the best team at a budget. So I went with $3 Vick, so we're at $3. Next, we have the running back position. Now with this one, we have McCoy, we have Myles Sanders, we have Jordan Howard, and we have LeGarrette Blount. It kind of drops off after the top two. This is, again, why I went with a budget quarterback, because all those quarterbacks I feel like are a good option, so I went with who I wanted. Here, I'm going to go with someone that I think, again, it may be a budget, you know, maybe I spend the extra dollar and go up, but I went. Alright guys, we're going to stop the video real quick. This is when I'm going to do the shout-outs. I'm going to start doing them in random time. So I'm just going to throw up the shout-outs right now. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Now back to the video. I went with Myles Sanders. Alright, so now we're at $7. Why did I go with Myles Sanders over McCoy, over Jordan Howard, over Blount? I think, you know, Jordan Howard is, you know, he was alright or whatever. He was really good for us those couple games. He just didn't really do much. His prime wasn't, you know, I don't know if he's hit his prime yet or whatever. You know, we'll see. He got injured, so it's hard for me to really say, oh, I'll take him over Sanders. And then McCoy, you know, it's $5. I kind of wanted to get certain people with my wide receiver round, so I kind of try to save $1 here. But Myles Sanders is versatile. You know, with Jordan Howard and LeGarrette Blount, you're kind of getting a one-way train ticket. You're getting a guy that's going to run right to the end zone. That's all he wants to do. You know, Jordan Howard kind of caught the ball a little bit more when he was with us, as did LeGarrette Blount, but that's not their, you know, that's not their thing. That they're not, you know, special in that area. Myles Sanders, you're getting a really good running back, and you're also getting that receiving running back out of the backfield, which is very important, especially for someone like Vick. He's going to be able to scramble around, and we've seen what Myles Sanders does on those scramble drills. As soon as he sees Wentz out of the pocket, it's all bets off. Good example is the game against Washington, where I don't know how Wentz got it in that little tight hole. You know, it was crazy. It was a crazy game. So I went with Myles Sanders. All right. So like I said, we're at $7. Now wide receiver, you have to pick two. All right. Wide receiver is a funny position for the Eagles. Now, like, all my Eagles fans can probably agree with me here. We've never had two great wide receivers, so this little makeup is going to be awesome. It's something we've never seen. The closest we've had was when we had DeSean Jackson and Jeremy Maclin at the time. Jeremy Maclin was just sure hands. He was a great wide receiver for us. He fell off as soon as he left. I mean, I don't really know. Maybe it was the injuries, but he was still young, so I don't really know what happened to Jeremy Maclin, but I don't know. I kind of looked at him as like more of an athletic Jason Avant. Like he had very sure hands, not as sure as Jason Avant, but he had more athleticism than Jason Avant. I didn't pick Maclin. I don't know why I went on that long tangent about him. But the first wide receiver I picked, this is my first $5 person, and it's Terrell Owens. I mean, he was there 1 year, didn't even play the whole year, obviously. He broke his leg. Came back to the Super Bowl, darn near broke a Super Bowl record in receptions with a broken leg. I mean, imagine if he would have came back the next year. And I always tell people, I feel like that's kind of when Andy Reid fell out of favor with Philadelphia and as a whole. I feel like that's when I was just kind of like, bruh, we got to bite the bullet. Let's win a Super Bowl. I feel like if we had him one more year, we probably could have got it done. We did get to the Super Bowl without him, don't get me wrong. But his presence that whole year, I mean, you know, obviously McNabb had his best year of his career. You know, our offense was just clicking on every cylinder, and he had nobody across from him. You know, correct me if I'm wrong, we still had Freddie Mitchell at that time. Like, it's not like we had a nasty number two that made Terrell Owens look good. Terrell Owens was out there balling for us. So that's my first $5 pick, and I think it's the best player on this board, in my opinion. You know, I know he only played for us for 1 year, but he's the best player, so I had to go with him. So right now, we're at $12. So I have $3 left. So I told you I didn't go with Jeremy Maclin. I did go with DeSean Jackson. Now, one thing I will say is nobody picked Harold Carmichael so far on the post at the time that I'm, you know, recording this. So I'm kind of surprised by that, to be honest, because I could see like Carmichael and Maclin. That would be kind of fun to watch. Carmichael and DeSean Jackson, that would be fun to watch. Harold Carmichael is an elite wide receiver, one of the best in our history. So it's a little surprising that nobody went with him, but they didn't. I didn't either, so I did go with DeSean Jackson. What is there to say? I mean, when he was with us, back when he was with us, I should say, his first go-around with us, he was an elite receiver. You know, health is always the biggest issue with any of our receivers, it seems. But he's been consistently one of the greatest deep threats in the history of the game. And yes, I said history of the game. So look up his stats, and you tell me he's not one of the elite deep threats in the history of the game. Stats speak for itself. So that's my $15 team. All right, so I got Vick at quarterback. I got Myles Sanders at running back. My two wide receivers are Terrell Owens and DeSean Jackson. So I saw what the people on the, up there were saying. What do you guys think? Well, I've seen what my Instagram's saying. Let me see what my YouTube thinks. Who would you take? I'm sorry, I just looked down. My little leopard gecko just came out of her hide, and she's chilling. I got a new leopard gecko girl, so anyways, but it is what it is. That's my $15 team. What would you guys do? Make sure to hit the subscribe button, like all that good stuff. And you know what it is. You know what time it is. It's Fly Eagles Fly, and we out here. Peace.